is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We've been busy all morning trying to get the IS300 ready for paint. I didn't want to film too much because it's a little bit of what we were doing last video. So trying to mask everything, wipe everything down, and we still have one more pass to do. Set up a canopy, which we'll explain later how we're going to be doing it, and shoot this thing. It's only taken us 2 days to get everything ready, so that's really good, but it has been a pain in the ass. Junior and I have been grinding since 7 in the morning.
A lot of work, huh?
I hate body work, bro. The idea is good. Whenever we think about painting something, it's good. And then getting into the body work and all that stuff.
Once you get into the prep work and you start masking, you're like, fuck, what was I thinking? It's a lot of work.
We have the harness all wrapped up. We have the motor properly covered. And the whole rest of the car is also wrapped up too. So everything's ready to go. We just need to give a good wipe down. And I think we're good, dude.
Planning the harness, once we put the canopy, like hang it up on the canopy like this. So
have it out of the way.
Be out of the way. And then we'll set up the canopy part. The canopy will be right about here and then all the way to the door. So then I'll probably have like the door open. And then we're gonna make just like a little spray booth and put plastic around and just have one fan throwing everything out.
You nervous?
No, not really. I was more like fuck about like masking and all the prep work. The spraying is gonna be quicker than the masking. You're gonna be like, fuck, bro.
It's already done?
It took this much just to be done.
Yeah, it always is.
An hour.
Making sure the whole engine bay is prepped, like that's the main part, because if you don't do it right, a lot of things can happen. And even if you do it right, like we are, things can still happen. We can get fisheye. Luckily, we're gonna be using good stuff. We're not gonna be rattle canning it, and we're not gonna be primering it only because it just has a base coat. So we just scuffed it down just enough to be able to spray, and it should be good to go. We try to clean up as much as we can. We have everything we need right here, except for
a reducer,
which is gonna allow us to turn 1 pint into a quart, right?
Yeah. So we have, this is clear. So the clear is 2 to 1. Then you have the activator, and then you have the base.
We ended up picking up a canopy because nobody had one for us to borrow, and we pulled it out of the box and it was already bent. Super frustrating because we drove around everywhere this morning trying to make sure we have everything. So we have to drive back right now, and we're also gonna be picking up Junior's dad because he's gonna give us some pointers. He's the one that sprayed the E30 and helped us do all the body work, put that quarter panel on there. So he's gonna give us some pointers because I want Junior to spray it. I want him to learn how to do things, and I want him to learn on this car because it cannot come out worse than how it looks right now.
It comes out worse. Then the hardest part was masking. Because as you guys can see, like the harness is all one. Like you had harness running this way, that way, the headlights, just a bunch of shit everywhere. So we just gathered everything and taped it all up, and then we put the foil paper, and the same thing with that side. That was like the hardest thing. So
I'm gonna be redoing a lot of the wiring, and that's when it's really gonna start coming out really good, especially when we put the head on, put the turbo on, and get closer to starting this thing. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but it's all for good reasons. We're not running into a lot of issues. We haven't actually been running into any issues, so that's really good. It's around noon right now, 80 degrees outside, so it's perfect for us to paint.
Sure, give them a sneak peek of the color?
Nah, we gotta wait.
Nah?
Yeah, we'll wait. Even though it's not too exciting.
Give them a teaser and just open it and just put it black and white. Just tell them
I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad.
Green.
Bro, painting is sunburst orange. Listen, hear me out.
What?
There's something missing.
Alright, so we have clear, we have activator, we have base, reducer we're getting. We have a spray gun, my dad's gonna let us borrow another spray gun. We have an air hose, compressor, prep cleaner, fan, and a canopy. We're missing a canopy.
No, we're not. We're missing Nick.
Yeah, we're missing Nick too. I told him. It's gonna be sad without him.
When we paint his engine bay, when we swap his 2JZ in, it's gonna be a lot easier. Because the engine's gonna be out. He's not gonna tub it though. Yeah, so it's gonna be easier. But what we're gonna be doing is the day we're gonna paint it, we're gonna have it all set up for him, and then we're not gonna be here. Yeah, and then we're gonna show him like a step-by-step guide on how to paint the car, so he'll learn and do it himself.
We'll make it.
And we'll just like go on vacation somewhere. We'll go like Cabo or Cancun.
We'll have a little binder, like a little SOP, you know, step by step how to do it. If not, he can watch this video, bro, and you'll learn.
Perfect. Yeah. We wouldn't have been able to get a wider one. So instead of hanging it upwards, you're just hanging towards the windshield.
Yeah, and then I'll probably do the same thing here, just to have like a little tension on it, so it won't fall back while we're spraying it. Tape this up real quick, just in case if the fuse block has like any debris or anything, so it doesn't get on the paint, especially when we're spraying the clear. That's like
Most important
The
part.
most important part, and the clear is super delicate. All right, so then we got some plastic sheeting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure it out, cut it, and we're just gonna wrap around. Basically make like little boots so we don't get overspray on the other cars and the rest of the shop. And then we'll tape it down to the floor with the plastic that we're laying on the floor.
Shout out to Martin because we stole this fan from him. I don't even think he
We stole
knows.
the AC too.
I know. It's so hot in here, dude. Ugh.
This is a color that Daniel wanted to do. Sunburst orange.
That green, that special green, because you guys know me and I'm not basic. I don't go basic colors. I go crazy colors. Damn, would you look at that? Damn, who would have thought? The color of the car, damn.
Actual color of the car.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, this car is painted by Mako. I bought it like that even though it's a single owner, and I would think that they would paint it the right way. They did not, and they resprayed the whole car. That's why a lot of panels are mismatched, because I have some JDM parts on there with the original color, and it's a really nice silver metallic with a good pro in it.
So it's supposed to be, it's kind of like a silver, I want to say, and if you look at the actual car, it's like
The goldish.
like a goldish, like tan color. And that's just like after the years for it being like cheap material.
A lot of manufacturers leave the engine bay without any clear or flake, so it's just the base and it doesn't look good. So what I wanted to do was paint it the original color of the car, keep it super simple, but give it that nice pearl and flake in it. So super excited with how it's gonna come out.
We're gonna let Daniel spray the clear.
No, we're gonna let Junior spray everything. It's a really nice silver.
It is. It's part either medium solids or high solids, so it gives you more volume than what you have on the can. So just like you get more out of it.
So it's saturated pretty much.
Yeah. So like if you were to spray it like that, it will spray like really thick and it'll look like primer. I don't think you guys are ready. He's using a filter just in case there's any like debris, so it won't go onto the base when you start shooting it. It won't get stuck in the gun.
Fuck, I'm so excited. It's gonna come out so good. They ran out of the first cup. They're going to be adding another one, doing another layer, and it's starting to come out really good. Let me show you guys. This is already a huge difference. Way more flake, and it's a lot brighter than it was before. This whole piece was black, including the front, so they're gonna have to cover more because of the dark color, huh? Definitely wear your mask.
Yeah.
We're just dumb.
We're just stupid.
We have a lot left over, huh? Spray the brake booster.
We can spray a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot, not like the whole car.
I do want to spray my brake booster. I've been thinking about it for a while. And Reeves, my buddy with the E30, when he did his base shave, he did his green and it looks so good. So I feel like that would be a nice touch because the engine bay is obviously crowded once you put the whole harness back in, and it takes away from really popping out the colors, right? So that's why I removed the firewall installation. But now the brake booster, we paint it, it's gonna look even better. For the clear coat, definitely put your mask on. This stuff is crazy.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. With how it came out for such a little time frame that we had. This thing looks killer. I am putting things back in their places. This is the turning point where we're starting to move forward. We kept chipping away, going backwards, just trying to redo as much as we can. Now that we have it like this, it's time to put everything back on, which is going to be the funnest thing to do. We're gonna start seeing it unfold to the 1JZ 2.0. I really like how the silver pops with the black, especially with the Chase Bays goodies and everything else that I'm gonna be putting on. I went ahead and already started wrapping the harness with Tessa tape and just going over the factory stuff, and it looks really good. I still have a couple things to do, especially with redoing this whole harness so I could tuck it underneath so I don't have to run it on the outside, because that looks ugly. I started getting super picky on all the bolts when I started putting everything back together, that I started cleaning up the sway bar mounts. There is nothing better than some shiny bolts. It's getting very, very close to put this head on. I still have to paint the brake booster. I am going to be paint matching it. It's going to look so much better that way. And it's something different than a lot of people do. So gonna go forward with that. Just have to scuff it down, and then when Junior has time, he's just gonna shoot it. Special shout out to Junior and his dad. Without Junior, I wouldn't have got the idea to paint it and know the best route to take when it comes to all the bodywork. And shout out to his dad, because he was the one that did most of the spraying. I cannot wait to spray the rest of the car, but I can wait for the bodywork. I wanna take my time and do it when I'm ready, because I want to make sure that everything's perfect, there's no dents, and the glossier and better the paint is, you're going to see more imperfections. That's why when it comes to the engine bay, you can see all the imperfections from the metal shaping or even the sealants. You can see everything, and it really brings out the body lines. So when it comes to the outside of the car, it's the same thing. You wanna make sure the body's straight, because you're gonna see so much things. And I have a couple dents on this car, but because the paint isn't the best, it covers a lot. But when you really take your time with the bodywork, this is how it comes out. Clean. Again, shout out to Junior for that one, because we did so much work on the E30. It took us about a month, and we were up super late nights, blocking it, primering it, blocking it, primering it. Good stuff coming for this car and the hard body. On that note, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. See you guys on the next one.